South Korean president lifts martial law order after backlash. There's a heavy police presence this morning around South Korea's National Assembly building. Hundreds of police officers are guarding South Korea's National Assembly building following the protests that broke out over the president's late-night martial law declaration. Wearing bright yellow jackets, rows of officers are stationed at the front gate of the building in freezing temperatures. Dozens of protesters are also assembled there. Earlier, some people blocked the road before they were cleared by police. South Korean opposition says it will start impeachment proceedings if president doesn't step down. The party criticized his martial law declaration, calling it an act of rebellion and grounds for impeachment. "We will not sit idly by and watch President Yoon's crime of destroying the Constitution and trampling on democracy," the party said. President Yoon should immediately resign voluntarily. Earlier, the floor leader of the opposition party, Park Chan-dae, said Yoon cannot avoid the charge of treason and called for him to step down immediately over his declaration of martial law. South Korean President Yoon Yeol declared martial law in an unannounced late-night TV address on Tuesday. Yoon faced an immediate backlash from lawmakers and citizens alike before he reversed himself hours later after the parliament voted to block the decree. The last time a South Korean president declared martial law was in 1980, during a nationwide uprising led by students and labor unions. Citing the full military decree, here's what was announced. All political activities, including those related to the National Assembly, regional assemblies, political parties, the forming of political organizations, rallies, and protests were banned. The decree prohibited denying free democracy or attempting a subversion, and outlawed fake news and manipulating public opinion. People who violated the decree could be arrested or raided without the need for a warrant. Strikes, work stoppages, and rallies that incite social chaos were also prohibited. That included doctors who had been engaged in a walkout. Yoon accused the country's main opposition party of sympathizing with North Korea and anti-state activities. He cited a motion by the opposition Democratic Party, which has a majority in parliament, to impeach top prosecutors and reject a government budget proposal. Lawmakers assembled in the parliament unanimously voted to block the decree. Of South Korea's 300 National Assembly members, 190 were present to vote in the emergency late-night session. The chief of the president's own political party condemned the decree, saying the move was wrong and he would block it together with rival lawmakers. Afterward, the floor leader of the opposition party said Yoon cannot avoid the charge of treason and called for him to step down immediately. CNN staff saw citizens of Seoul rushing to be with their family members after martial law was declared. People are being told by law enforcement that they could be arrested without warrants. Protesters gathered in front of the parliament building saying they are not going back to a time of military rule. They carried signs and flags, and some of them were calling for Yoon's impeachment. The U.S. Embassy in South Korea advised Americans to avoid areas where demonstrations are taking place, following President Yoon Suk-yeol's martial law order and subsequent reversal, noting that the situation remains fluid. In an alert, the embassy said it is canceling routine consular appointments for U.S. citizens and visa applicants on Wednesday. The floor leader of South Korea's opposition Democratic Party said President Yoon Suk-yeol cannot avoid the charge of treason over his declaration of martial law. Park Chan-dae called for the South Korean president to step down immediately,